All right, I have returned. And you reminded me something. You've even reminded me of something, uh, Mr. Spudsworth. Let's see if this command still works. Uh, I bet most everyone here is already following. But if you like potatoes and you like games, let's see. Does the shout out work? It does. All right. I haven't used that in a while. What did Frosty Tools say? Uh, Sneeze Fudsworth is a chill streamer who loves to chat with viewers. It's true. When they're not mourning the Phillies, they're conquering kingdoms in CK3 or getting fit with workout streams. Yep, it's accurate. All right. So, we were making a campfire. Yeah, of course. I don't do that nearly enough. But we got a couple people here. And you're here, so why not? All right, so we have our three survivors that are something like huddled around a campfire. We can bring them a little bit closer to give that feel. Let's see. Why can't I click? There we go. And it's in the to-do list to actually give them different meshes. So it's not just 3 clones. This is not a game about clones. But okay, so we did this. Make campfire model and asset. And it's done. So we have add model texture material for campfire. We did that. We need to add particles for fire. So that is next. How? I don't know. I have not really done anything with particles at all. I believe they exist, and that's where I'm at. So is there a node for like particles? So there are in node 3D, there are CPU particles and GPU particles, and attractor boxes and spheres and vector fields and particle collision boxes. How do you work? Okay. GPU Particles 3D is a 3D particle node. Reading down here. To create a variety of particle systems and effects. GPU Particles 3D features an emitter that generates some number of particles at a given rate. Let's add that to the scene, and it'll tell us what it doesn't have. Nothing is visible because meshes have not been assigned to draw phases. A material to process particles is not assigned, so behavior something something. Okay. So we had a bunch of options. Process material, trails, drawing, collision, time. So lots of things. I think one thing I would like to do actually to make this a little bit easier to work with is I'm gonna take these two things. Do I want to do that? I guess I could. Like, side thought. So can we run this scene by itself? I think that'll break. I mean, we can override the camera and have 3D input, and we can like do this. Okay, so it doesn't like crash if we do this. Maybe we'll just run the full game actually, because there'll be things missing, like we won't have the world environment. Alternatively, I can make a separate scene and I can reproduce some of the world environments and camera and things. No, I'm not gonna bother. I think we'll just do this. So let's figure out the whole particle situation. So first thing was nothing is visible because meshes have not been assigned to draw passes. So there are draw passes. And so there's one pass set. What does this say? The number of draw passes when rendering particles. The screen is liking to flash, I guess, when I'm hovering over things, so sorry about that. Mesh that is drawn for the first draw pass. And there's a skin So can we do a placeholder mesh? Or maybe not. Maybe I need to go read the docs. Mesh with a single point. Okay. So if I run the game, let's deal with the other warning. A material or process to particles is not assigned, so no behavior is imprinted. So I assume that's this. Let's create a particle process material. So then we can configure lifetime randomness. Okay. Particle flags, spawning, position. So many options, right? Lots and lots of options. Animated velocity. Okay. Directional velocity. Velocity curve. So do we have any hover-overs on any of these things? Nope. Velocity limit. Accelerations. So I think we'll probably need a couple of different particle sources, because what we're going to want is, I'm assuming we can make flames as a particle. And then I'm assuming that we'll want to have like little sparks that'll come out as well. Create emission points from node. Convert to CPU particles 3D. Interesting. So what happens if I just run the game? It freezes. It's not good. Oh, right. I need to reset input so that we can actually interact with the game. And then level select this level, which loads. So we can see the scene. But we don't see anything happening with particles, which makes sense because we haven't really done a whole lot. So let's stop. I think for the purposes of just have something better to look at for right now, I'm going to switch the scenario environment to be the daytime bright one. Need to switch that back, at some point to get the feel, but this needs to be tuned anyway. Let's go look at Godot docs. It's a fun thing to do, right? Let's go look at documentation. Let's see, particles. 3D particle trails, sure. Particle systems, creating a 3D particle system. Okay, so we did this first part. We added a GPU particle 3D node. We set the process material and at least one draw pass. The process material is a special kind of material. We don't use it to draw any objects, we use it to update particle data and behavior on the GPU. Draw passes. Okay, let's add a quad mesh. Let's hide all the process material stuff. We'll switch this to a quad mesh. There we go. So if let's just run the game. Level select this one. There we go. That's what happens. Does this live update? It does. Isn't that nice? So we're going to create a standard material. And we're going to give it some albedo. Going to make it red. We're just going to ignore what the game is saying. There we go. Didn't really seem to take effect. What is MSDF? Okay, not important. Transparency, disabled. I was kind of expecting to set the material, well, oh, there we go. Is that, let's, I was expecting this to turn red. That's what I was expecting. Like, this part updated. Why didn't the other part? Probably because, like, we're changing an object that it has a reference to, but maybe it can't handle adding, right? Because we added a shader object as well. So maybe that didn't, couldn't take effect. I don't know. There we go. Now it's red. Let's see. So I think there's things that we can do with material. Billboard. Enabled. Ooh, particle billboard. There we go. So that way, no matter which way we're facing it, it looks, the quad faces us. What does grow do? If true enables vertex grow setting, this can be used to create mesh-based outlines using second material pass. No. Probably this is the point where I need to go. Let's go back to the docs. You can use up to 4 draw passes per particle system. Each pass can render a different mesh with its own unique material. So rather than having to have like separate GPU particle emitter things for like sparks versus the flames, maybe we can just use one. Efficient method for composing complex effects. Yep. A waterfall-like fashion, making them move downwards and disappear after a few seconds. So if we, oh, I didn't change this, right? So click on the mesh and set size to 0, 1. Reduces, makes it a little easier to tell individual particles. So let's go to here. 0.1, 0.1. And then we want to probably change process material. We'll turn on trails too. Compatibility render does not support particle trails. So to date, I've been running with the compatibility rendering engine. We can probably update that at some point if we decide we need that option. Lifetime randomness, spawn position, angle. There was something I saw about gravity. We can have gravity, but what we want to do is we want to I don't know. Let's keep reading. Okay, maybe there's some stuff inside of those docs, so we'll go look there next. You know what we can do? Let's see. Godot fire particle effect. Because someone has probably done this. Okay. so it's a video that they've included a transcript. Just looking for something a little bit more concise. Let's go look at these docs. Ooh, emission shape. Particles can emit from a point in space or in a way that will fill out a shape. The shape property controls that shape. Okay, so that's inside of the spawn settings, which is here. There's emission shape. So we could do some kind of box. There we go. Let's see. Let's go disable game input. We'll control the camera. No, actually, never mind. We'll use the in-game camera because it's a little easier to have it do what we want. Selection visibility. Oh, that. Let's go back to the game view. Brainless. Still here. Okay, how do I... Okay, so this controls something. Hold on, can we increase the number of particles? So lifetime is that. What if we dial the lifetime way down? Is back from lunch somehow. I decided to open the work laptop and we'll do some coding. Oh no. I mean, you do what you want to do. Here's lifetime. 1 second. We can make it longer. Or shorter. There we go. Interp to end causes all the particles in this node to interpolate towards the end of their lifetime. Huh. One shot. Only the number of particles equal to amount will be emitted. Oh, here's amount. So basically what's happening is we're spawning 8 particles. And they last for 0.4 seconds. And when each particle's lifetime ends, it spawns another particle. Ratio of particles that should actually be emitted. Okay, so lots of things we can do there. Visibility AABB. Determines the node's region which needs to be visible on screen for the particle system to be active. I see. So there's a box that defines that, hey, if this box is not in view, we don't show the particle system. Okay, so this doesn't do anything. Emission shape offset, emission shape scale, emission box extents. Okay, so we should be more able to see how this value changes where stuff is spawning. Even more so if we change the number of particles. So if we had like 50 particles. then there's an offset. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that should probably just be 0 then, and then Z is the thing I'm hunting for. Yay, alright. Okay. So we can take like the size and have it equal in both directions, and then we have kind of defined where the fire is supposed to be. And so currently what's happening is it's spawning particles at the top and then they're falling because of gravity. And we don't exactly want that. We want velocity. What is velocity pivot? A pivot point used to calculate radial and orbital velocity of particles. Okay. Direction. Unit vector specifying the particle emission direction. So if this is 0, so I don't know, it's much harder to tell what's going on with so many particles, so let's dial that back down to where it was. And let's increase the lifetime. So they're falling. There we go. Okay, this does not do what I was thinking it was going to do. Initial velocity? Way too fast. One. Yeah. So think Campfire sparks. Well, that's cool. Now, how about fire? Okay, max velocity should probably not be quite so high. Maybe like there. Nice. So we can only have one material, but we can have multiple passes. What does that mean for us? That means that, I think that means that we would probably still need multiple of these particle systems if we want to do this way. The alternative would be, if we stop this. Oh, cool. I had not realized we'd actually be able to literally see the particle system with the game not running. That would have been good to know about. Okay, that explains some things with okay. So I think that means we can fix our box to actually be at 0, 0, because we can see what's going on here. Nice. So I guess we could try adding a second pass with another quad mesh, and we use that same material. I guess we'll just make a new material. With a albedo. Nice fiery red. To transparency alpha. So we add a little bit of alpha to that. Maybe not that much. And then there we go. And we set past 2. So that's interesting, right? Oh, there it is. So we're getting both at the same time is what's happening, right? So we're getting both quads together. We don't want that. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. We're gonna clear and go back to 1 pass. So for this, I think we'll make this even smaller. Sure. Bot 4, sure. There we go. So they look properly like little sparks coming off the fire. That's nice. It's a nice little effect. But what I was gonna say before I get distracted with the idea of trying to make that work the other way is if we add a child node, and this would be a sprite, animated sprite 3D. I'll put this up here. We create sprite frames. Have to do things and stuff for that. Coming soon. Is there an option to billboard? There we go. Enabled. Double-sided, transparent, shaded? No. Okay. So we want this to be located at the same location. In fact, you know what's easy to do? Go to Campfire, go to transform, position, copy value, go to here, go to transform, go to position, paste value. Except that doesn't really work because that's not the center, because we should really when we're here, we should set the cursor here. Okay, can we set the cursor location, drag to transform? Okay. Aha. Okay, so what I'd oops. Do this. Let us boy, what is the commands? Basically what I want to do is I want to set the origin. Hey Jake, hello. Thanks for the lurk. Nice to see you around. Trying to figure out how to set the like the origin of the thing that we're exporting so that things are properly centered. Maybe I mean, that's pretty close where this is. What is it? Is it Control Shift? It's Control Shift something. Not S. Not that. Maybe select object. Convert. No. Track modifier relations. Apply. Nope. Clear origin mirror set origin. Oh, this is what I'm looking for. What's the I guess there's not a key combination for this. Move object origin position of the 3D cursor. Set the object's origin by moving the data, or set to center of data, or use 3D cursor. Geometry to origin. What did that actually do? Anything? That did do something. We don't want to do that. Object transform. Set origin. Origin to center of mass. Surface. Oh, it's doing it for each individual thing. Oh, I'm silly. This is not what I need to do at all. What I need to do is I need to take all this stuff, and it needs to be centered on the grid here to set the center in a way that makes sense. Now, what would be really great is if in this view we could still see the grid lines. That's not what I want to do. Let's see, maybe up here, view, viewpoint, navigation, align view, view regions. Oh, that just changes the. Okay, so not that. Is there a way to make the grid be visible when we are in this top-down view? That'd be nice, huh? But no, I don't see it. So we're gonna do this and try to get it pretty close. Oh, actually, yeah. Here. We just need to make. Are we happy with that? That's pretty good. Now let's see, far over, maybe? Hard to say. Okay, save that. Go back to Godot. That'll re-import. There. Now, the GPU particles. What I actually want to do is I want to put it as a child of Campfire, because then when we're looking at its transform, we just set this to 0, and so that it's centered on its parent, right? And then same thing with animated sprite 3D. Its position is also 0, 0. And then what we need is a texture, and eventually like a series of textures for our fire, and then we'll have fire. So what is the thing to do here? I guess maybe do I still have Inkscape open? We could use Inkscape. A new document. Like I also have a sprite that we could use, but this will be fine. So we just want to do like a fire. And I'll go and refine this. What does fire look like? What is like an image of a flame look like? Well, we have our reference art, so we can go back to look at that. It's a bit too detailed for me. But it's like... Great, sure. How about just a nice red? Why? Why does this not look like this? Oh, because opacity sets to 42% for some reason. Yes, anyway, so then we can go to here and we can edit. Why? There we go. Why do I feel like I don't have enough control there? Ah, there we go. It's kind of flame-like. What if we had more than one? And then all three of these have a stroke. There we go. Something like that. Maybe not. Maybe we do a gradient. Where we do... maybe not to white. Maybe this goes to... Oh. Terrific. Why can't you just cooperate, huh? Inkscape? Yeah, in this case, I'm just going to delete you two, and I'm going to work on this one. Mesh gradient. Ooh. Radial gradient. No, I think I'll do this a different way. So we'll do a solid texture like this. And we just need to kind of like overlay a couple of these and then join them together and then make a duplicate of the whole thing, shrink it, and then tweak the color and then do that a couple of times. Let's try. Is there a key combination? S? Aha, okay. I should know the key combinations here between S and N. Well, it's kind of inconvenient, actually. Oh, that didn't work. Is it Control D? Yes, it is. N? Now, don't know. Don't know about all this. This part feels like this could be, yeah, more like this, and then S. There we go. Can we? Is there a thing to just like combine? Yeah, we can group, but can we just union? There we go. And then I wanted to. I felt like. Okay, I don't know what I just grabbed there. We have a few nodes. So let's just delete extra nodes. Simplify this part of the geometry. All right. Oh, I see, because this is way out here. Okay, it's not great, but I'm gonna take it, and I am going to Actually, I think combining them was a mistake. What I probably should do, let's go back a couple of steps. Okay, now we have individual ones. Let's peel these apart. I feel like I'm making a flower. Control D. And then scale. And do kind of a... Yeah, something like that. But let's do this. This red is a little much. Do a little lighter. It's kind of an orange, but that's too dark. A little lighter. Okay, is there a way? Oh, yeah. So here's what we do. We duplicate, we shrink, we use this to grab the color from here, we duplicate, we scale, grab the color from here, we duplicate, grab the color so it's easier to see what we're scaling, and then we scale. Oh, I messed that up. Control D. Pick the color. Scale. Control D. Pick the color. Scale. Just kind of like move these in a way. Like so. And then we do the same thing again. So I think I'll do them all together. And then we're gonna go lighter, but darker. Maybe less saturated. No, definitely more saturated. Maybe further this way. Yeah. And throw in some alpha. And then scale the whole thing. And then fix up. And then we stack them back on top of each other. Is this gonna look good? I don't know. Can I select all of them? Maybe. it was the alpha a mistake? Maybe. Let's get rid of the alpha for now, because that's like causing them to interact with each other in a way I don't like. Three. Yeah, not move, scale. And so we could probably refine this more in different ways. Oops, this one. Yeah, Control A, of course, works. Okay, so tweak this a little bit. In. S. There we go. Oop. Okay, so documents. Not there. My repos. Still called tower defense in the in this folder. Assets. Textures. So we're gonna call this maybe base fire. Now, can we use this as is? I don't know. So if we add been a while since I played around with animated sprite, but we have our base fire. Can we just drop this in here? Yeah. Oh, cool. I did not know how it was going to turn out, but actually kind of like. We can scale this a bit in various ways. Let's unlock the scaling so that we can scale. Ooh. Z doesn't do anything. All right. Look at that. And so animating that, because it's a vector, it's like an SVG, is actually just a matter of like tweaking the handles of things, and then just like making it so that it loops. But I mean, yeah, that's cool. We could add smoke as well if we wanted to, but that might be a later thing. I think one issue is that this billboard effect is not right. Let's take a look at how this is set up. So billboard enabled. Why billboard? Yes, perfect. So it doesn't change the angle this way, which is going to look weird from our kind of like orthographic isometric sort of perspective. But it does, if we rotate the camera, the fire faces it. So that's pretty cool. All right, so save that. If we run the game, and we level select. All right, input please. Level select. Campfire survivors. There we go. We can see our fire. Now we do need to add like more animation frames. We need to do all the other things. Let me update our to-do list. We are kind of running out of time for today, but we've got a number of things to do. and sound effects, zombies, lighting, textures, trees and rocks, add additional animation frames for fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and we're going to go back to our issue in GitHub that's keeping track of all the stuff to do. Right here. And I'm going to edit this to be like current to-do list. There we go. I guess I'll make the other ones checkable as well. Boop, 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 like so. Copy, paste, 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 paste. Okay. And yeah, there's like a sub-issue feature. I could do that, but I'm not going to bother. So yeah, we got some things done. And I'm pretty happy with. Like, doing this, it feels like starting from trying to make a little bit of flame. And then, you know, yeah, anyway, I'm surprised that it doesn't look awful. At least, you know, from someone who's, you know, not I wouldn't consider myself an artist by any means. And I think that demonstrates it. Anyway, we're gonna go.